Hi, parents. Michael Cockcroft, Executive Director, Chicago Rush. I got Tim Dean here, who is our technical director, also the director of our Rush Select program. We wanted to introduce you guys to what our Select program is. As 2015s, this will be your first introductory year at U11 to have the opportunity to play with our Select teams. So, hey, Tim, do you just want to give us a real quick overview of what Select is and specifically for this incoming 2015 group?
Absolutely. So our Rush Select program aims to bring our top players from our different clubs, North, North Shore, Chicago Edge, West, Oswego, South, um, into our Select program, which then compete in extra tournaments, events, and have some great opportunities to continue to develop at a high level. So this will be the first year that we do this. We'll be hosting for the 2015s. We'll be hosting a ID event on May 27th at Elmhurst University, where we select the team after that. We also rely heavily on our coaches and director of coaching to nominate players because they work with them on a day-to-day basis.
And Tim, is this for everybody in our club and age group, or do we kind of want to lean towards certain teams, premier teams, blue teams? Like, how does that typically work from the nomination or who can come out?
Yes, absolutely. So it's really for our top tier players. So it's for players that are on the premier team, that are excelling, playing in the highest divisions in YSSL and IWSL, so that we can then form as competitive teams as possible.
And for those kids that potentially don't make it, looking at a roster of 15 to 16, is there other type of opportunities for non-rostered players, so that we know that kids at this age develop at different times?
Absolutely. So we also offer the option to be a training player. This is for players that are just on the cusp of the team. And these players are able to attend the residential camp at Elmhurst University as a commuter because we have limited spots. But this is a great opportunity to train for about 3 days with the team. And if the players then are doing well, they can be called up for future games by the coach.
And this is throughout the year, right? The coaches can keep you and the directors updated if there's players developing, later in the fall or in the winter time.
Absolutely. So those players that are training players are on the team snap. They'll be attending all training sessions, and we'll continue to kind of monitor and add players to the team as we see fit throughout the year.
Awesome. So then we obviously have the regional and national select. Is that available for these guys yet or not?
Not quite yet. So you 13 is the first year that regional and national select is available. You'll be U11s next year, so 2 years at our local select program to get used to the program to prove that they're doing really well, and then we can start nominating for national select.
Awesome. All right, so we're what, April 17th, and we already have a schedule of what select looks like. Why is this important to have these dates set now?
Yes, so hopefully, because we give you these dates, you can make sure to block these off your calendar and make sure that your family's available to attend. It also gives our local clubs a guideline so that we don't schedule anything that conflicts with these events. Obviously, we've got our own local programming at North, at West, at South, as we go, etc. So we try not to conflict at all, so that players can participate in both. As you can see here, we kick the event, or we kick the year off with the residential camp at Elmhurst University in July. And then we then move on to our Chicago Development Showcase there in kind of late August. And then finally, we do the Lou Foos Junior Championships for the boys or St. Louis Scott Gallagher Fall Classic with the girls in November.
Awesome. So just to recap and to wrap up, right now, they don't need to go online and register, or do they need to do that, or do then the coaches or directors let them know who's coming out to the ID event?
Yep. So we will be sending out an email with an invite to players who have been nominated by our club directors to attend the ID clinic, which is on May 27th. Um, At that point, everybody will need to be pre-registered. That they'll have to go to chicagorushsoccer.com, add their player details, and that way we can then send offers. We'll be giving more information closer to the time. But yeah, just look out for an email from that, and then we'll give you more details as we go.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim. Good stuff.
Thank you.